This is Decaying, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be bringing our first The Division video on the channel. Really excited to do this. Today we're going to be diving into the Dark Zone, which is the player versus player mode for The Division, and joining me is Andrew.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Now, Andrew, what we're going to kind of do here, and for those watching, is we're going to look at the kind of the story and the setting of the Dark Zone, and then we're going to play the reveal trailer for the Dark Zone and just kind of talk about, what we see, our feelings towards it, why we're excited about it. And I really want to, kind of look at it as to why the Division is revolutionizing PvP. I think if done right, the Dark Zones are really going to take player versus player interaction to another level within a shooter and within a loot to shoot or shoot to loot, and in how the Division is going to do that. So you ready?
Go for it. Yeah.
Perfect. So first off, I just kind of want to throw up the trailer for the Dark Zone story. We're going to kind of have it muted in the background while we kind of talk about it. What are your initial thoughts on this trailer?
I think the trailer's done really well. I like that they are taking this PvP zone and they're running with it in a sense that you are taking part in this grand, I guess, epidemic would be probably the most correct term for it. And I think it kind of lays down just some backstory about who you actually are, what you're actually doing. You're just kind of scavenging around, looting around this area where there had to be a quick getaway because for whatever reason there had to be a quick escape by, I guess, the government of this video game world. I think it feels really organic, but it looks really decrepit, very, very spooky, very intimidating almost. I like it.
Yeah, and I think one thing that this story trailer really gets at is a definite purpose for player versus player zone. I think it says that, that is where the best loot is. That is where everything they left behind is. That's going to increase our character. And something that I kind of caught on is at the end, they actually say, and the cure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that really got me thinking, end game content, like, holy cow, like, does this end with us finding the cure and fighting for it? Like, holy cow.
Yeah, I caught that too. This whole Dark Zone feel, it does something that I've not seen games do in a long time, at least console games, which is give story to player versus player interactions. I mean, I guess the only other one I could think of is Demon Souls. There's a boss that actually is another player in the world gets summoned to fight you, and you have to beat them to beat this boss. But
Okay.
at the same time, that's a different scale entirely than what we're seeing in the Dark Zones.
Mm-hmm.
There's much, I don't want to say more story and just progression from that. It's just something that has to be seen.
And we're going to see in the next video we're going to play, which is the Dark Zone reveal trailer, is that it's very seamless. It's very easy to go from player versus environment, exploring New York into the Dark Zone, and possibly getting your teeth kicked in by another player, that's gone rogue. So
yeah, I like that a lot. I guess I'm showing not my age, but just my nerd power level. But the only other game that I've ever played where you could seamlessly go from PvE to PvP was when I was in grade school playing RuneScape with my friends, and we'd run and we'd draw people into the wilderness there, and we'd kill them and take their stuff because we were bad people. We were terrible kids. So I mean, I think that this sort of evolution towards an actual, like, winner take all PvP is exciting and new for the console scene.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think that's taking someone else's stuff is something I kind of want to dive into later as we go through this movie or this trailer. My apologies. And this was last year's E3 trailer when they revealed the Dark Zone. I apologize. That it looks a little choppy for some reason.
It does. It's a little choppy. All right. Maybe we'll get a good screen grab and just sit on it.
Try that. And right there, we're seeing that seamless interaction between where they were outside and where they're inside. And I want to, like you said, screen grab on this. The guy put filters over his mask.
Mm-hmm.
Been seeing online a lot of different places where that is how they're going to scale the dark zones. Is different dark zones are going to need different types of filters, different levels of filters. And so, if you have a level 1 filter, you can go into level 1 dark zones, but you can't go into like a level 5 dark zone or something like that. And so, just something, I kind of seen for this. Now, something we see here is this is going to be a third person. That's been known about the Division forever. I think that's one reason, we're both excited about it. Is this, new third person shooter that we're receiving.
Third person tactical open world shooter. It's fresh, it's new. Well, not I don't want to say that the idea is new, but it's new for this genre of shoot to loot.
And what we're seeing here are the Rikers. They are an AI type of person, but they're in the dark zone. So it's this whole idea of going in, fighting an enemy, getting their loot, and then extracting it. Maybe you'll run into people like you're seeing non-hostile agents that you may work with or you may work against. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of trolls and bad people that just aren't going to work together. But
for sure.
There's probably one that I'm talking to right now. But
don't make any preconceived notions about me. Come on.
But we're seeing this player versus environment. You get your loot, and then you have to play your way out. Where I'm going to compare that to Destiny in a way that when I walk out of the dark zone, I know what I'm getting. I've spent time in there to get this gun, which here, I think it's the M416.
Dude,
I know that I've watched this way too many times. You get this gun. M60. Gosh.
Called it. Got him.
Got him. And you're going to get this gun if you extract it.
Yeah, that's yours if you can get out, which I don't know what the timer on extraction is or the distances you'll have to travel from loot to extraction point. But I think that we're going to see some pretty decent fights out. So I think that a lot more of it's going to be focused on the fight out than the fight in.
And
but
I think
speculation. So
and that we're going to see maybe a shift of a little bit of all of that is maybe when the game first starts, people aren't really being aggressive towards each other because they just want to get the loot, progress, and get out. Whereas in later on, hey, maybe I don't have as much progression to do, so I'm going to go level 5 rogue.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab as much stuff as I can just because I want to have it and sell it because maybe there's some sort of I guess you get experience, loot, and cash for doing these things. I think are the 3 incentives I guess in this game. Maybe there'll be more emphasis on cash and what you need.
Yeah, and you're right. Is they're going this kind of split currency thing for both currency and experiences. There's this dark zone currency and experience that we've kind of seen that you work towards and you can lose. It's not just the loot, from stealing it from other players or looting it from crates, but there is also this currency that you can get from going rogue or stopping rogue players.
For sure. I don't know. I don't know. I'm excited to go rogue a couple times on some of the guys in the clan if we entice them over. That'll be between you and me though, and I guess everybody who watches this video.
Well, they'll be a part of it if they're watching the video. Now, I did want to kind of point out that one part where this guy is in a fire team of 3 and then goes rogue. It seems like they've said it's not going to be quite that easy.
Yeah.
To just backstab your own team. That it's more of team playing against other teams or individuals playing against other individuals.
Yeah, and that's what I think they probably meant by it. It's like if you go in with, I guess, a squad or a fire team or whatever they're going to call it. I think that and again, this is just speculation. I've got nothing to confirm or deny, but I would hope that with your own individual squad, maybe there's like a rogue squad kind of thing that you can do if you need to or want to be funny.
And I believe that's the case. You can kind of work up your rogue status from 1 to 5, and when you hit that level 5, everyone in the dark zone is going to know exactly where you're at, and there's going to be a big bounty on your head. And so, are you willing to go level 5 and kind of lose everything you gained?
I'm curious to see if level 5 rogue is just like some one person who's really, really hella good at this game and is really hella good at killing everybody, or if it's gonna be there's got to be some balancing in favor of that, guys. And I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and what I want to kind of talk about, is why is the dark zone so intriguing, and why did I put in the title that it is going to revolutionize PvP? Do you want to talk about that first, or do you want me to?
Go for it, man.
So, I kind of see it as revolutionizing PvP in a shooter in a way that, one, it's a good way, it's a solid way to shoot for the loot that I want. I have a definite goal that if I get to the crate and extract, I have this gun. I have this upgrade.
Yeah.
It's also, there is a major gain and loss system here. I'm not losing all of the things I've worked thousands of hours on beforehand. I'm losing what I've worked on maybe an hour and a half in the dark zone.
Yeah.
And I think for a MMO or an RPG, which I think this game is embracing that RPG side a lot more than anything else, more than I think Destiny did, is that I can improve my skill, improve my character, but still lose something.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can go into a dark zone without fear of what you already have. You either have everything to gain or nothing to lose, pretty much. I mean, if you get a crate with a sweet gun and you die, you're gonna be bummed out, but you can. It's not like you've been working for that gun for the last 3 weeks or whatever. It's not like you've had a quest that only pops up once a month and you miss the opportunity. You have more opportunities to get more, probably randomly generated loot. I doubt that the dark zones are set lootless, but it's a better kind of way to have this integrated PvP that is, like we've been saying, very different, very, I'd say, revolutionary as well. It's a good soft way of being like, look, you're gonna lose stuff, but it's not like you're losing everything. But it gives some weight to the PvP. It gives an actual like sense of loss if you die. I mean, in other games you have a KD ratio that you track because you want to compare it to your friends and be like, yeah, you guys suck, but you actually can lose something in this game, which feels different, feels better for me.
And I think what I'm going to say is, this is going to be revolutionary if it's done right and if we get what we're presented with. I understand this is developed by Ubisoft, and I think I've been burned enough, and I think everyone's been burned enough by Ubisoft that we're still a little hesitant.
True.
I mean, I've pre-ordered. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about that one, and the hype train is here for it. But I don't have my hopes up that, you know, this is the game I'm going to play for the next 4 years.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know I've not even given a second thought to Syndicate yet. I've not even. Maybe that's a little too fresh of a burn, but yeah, I definitely agree. They really need to deliver on things. I mean, how many times has this game been pushed back? Twice. I don't know.
Two or three times, yeah.
2 or 3 times. I hope that those delays really end up paying off for the player. I mean, I've not seen alpha gameplay just because of the NDAs or all that, but I've heard good things, and I can really just happily ride the hype train.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, looking forward, I've really enjoyed this, you know, discussion of the Dark Zone and, you know, how we think it's going to kind of change PvP. We both have beta access, and we're planning on streaming it over on Twitch on our channel.
Yes.
So, you know, hope people kind of join us there as we, you know, dive into this New York, and I'm excited for it. So
very excited. Ubisoft, email me when the beta starts, please. Thank you.
Yes, please. I would like to know when I need to request time off. So, well, thank you very much for joining me, Andrew. I'm looking forward to our next Division video, which I think we're going to go ahead and talk about character customization,
All right, perfect.
gun loadouts, and you know, character builds. So
perfect. Cool.
Great. Good talking to you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.